All right.
All
I think.
right, all right,
All right. So there we go. We're live. I think Callum's with us as well. Are you in, Callum?
Can you see me? Can you am I here?
And we can. Amazing.
Fantastic stuff.
Thank you all for joining this week's off-market property drop event. We've got some really, really cool stuff coming this week. And yeah, lots and lots of properties coming live. So give us a comment in the chat, guys. Engage with us. This is going to be a really, really interactive session. Here to answer a lot of questions. And of course, whatever you've come here for is to get access to some of the best properties, tenanted properties on the market. We're going to be bringing them all in for you here today. So yeah, if you've joined here, you came to get an advantage over other property investors to build your property portfolio. All right. And today we have 51 off-market properties going live right in front of you. These have never been seen before. They're completely new to the market. Literally, they have just come onto our books. And this is actually the first time we've even seen them. Our team's even seen them. This is completely off-market opportunities coming in here for you today. So I want to just talk a little bit about sort of who we work with, what it is that clients are typically trying to achieve from what we sell. So for anyone who doesn't know, we specialize in selling buy-to-let properties, specifically tenanted properties. All right. And the goal of this really is to build a retirement. And usually what we need from that is some form of a high cash flow asset, which is what property provides. And for myself, when I came into investing in property, what it was completely about was about generating a monthly cash flow. I had sold a business and a lot of money, and I wanted to invest it in something tangible, bricks and mortar, where I could get monthly cash flow, sort of long-term wealth, and also I would never need to work again or think about generating money. And one of the biggest questions you really need to ask is, what would you do if you weren't working tomorrow? What would be your plan in that situation?
It's quite funny actually, because the whole reason that this business started was off the back of that question. The question of, if your monthly income was to disappear tomorrow, and yeah, okay, you sold a business, you got money in the bank, but we see it time and time again from individuals that they go on and sell their business. You've got a situation where your income has just stopped. You've got no money coming into the bank, and it's like, right, well, what are you going to do now? How are you going to move forward? And fortunately enough, for yourself, you had a good bit of money you could reinvest into property. I know quite a lot of the investors that we work with are very similar with that as well. But even for the guys just that are on maybe 2 properties, 3 properties, it's really important to have that safety net, have property income there coming in monthly.
100%. I think one of the biggest things is that we help with and we can help with is the strategy for actually doing that, for actually helping people achieve this from property. Because I say there's no better feeling in the world knowing that you never need to work again because of the cash flow that your properties generate. And it's like when you get one property and it generates, you say, £500 a month in income, that's £500 in income for the rest of your life, right? That property is now generating it. You've taken a good path when you've came to investing, and you've taken the hard path really of actually investing into something. You've not gone the easy, quick gratification route. You put it into something tangible that's for the long term, that's going to pay you that income forever. And that's really what the focus is going to be on tonight, is really high income, high cash flow assets, because that is what we specialize in providing. So yeah, for those who don't know, we are the largest tenanted property specialist in the UK. Tenanted properties actually represent 1/5 of all properties. So 19% of the UK market is in the private rental sector. And this is what we specialize in selling. And here's why tenanted property is so good, because a lot of people, they worry about things like, tenants not paying rent or compliance. This is actually a lot of what we de-risk as a company. And I want to quickly go into why tenanted is what you should really be looking at. Because tenanted just means a property that has a tenant in. It is day one cash flow. All right. Fully compliant from day one, fully cash flow ready from day one. And actually tenanted is stronger than a vacant property that you buy through a typical estate agent, because it's already got that proven track record of producing the income. A lot of people right now, if you're going to an estate agent, auction houses, you're trying to buy properties, you're paying over the odds for them because you're in bidding wars, and tenanted property provides you that income from day one of purchase. All right. And of course, like, the great thing about it too is it's fully hands off, already producing. All right, it's literally like a cash printer that you buy now, and it produces income for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. That's the thing. See, the thing about tenanted properties, it's actually they're more legally compliant than if you buy vacant. It's literally safer as an investment to buy the property tenanted. The tenant's already in place. We already have proof of rent. We don't take on any properties where the tenant's not paying rent. We need to make sure that the property is legally compliant. So that means EICRs, gas safety, Legionellas, pat testing, you name it. We need to have the certification in place, meaning that tenanted property is the best way to go. It is safer than buying a vacant property.
100%. So, I mean, a lot of the checks that we do, if you don't know already, what we really recommend looking at if you're buying tenanted is you need pre-checked tenanted properties. Okay, so for every single property that we sell, it comes with payment history and current rent verification. So we literally look at the tenancy agreement, we get payment proof from the seller, and we verify that the rent matches the tenancy agreement and that's actually coming in. All right. And we provide you with lots of things up front. We have floor plans in every single property. And you're going to see this in everything we list here today. 360 walkthroughs, virtual viewing, to make it really, really easy for you to actually see what it is you're buying up front. It's full transparency. That is our model. That's what we do. And in fact, there's 29 other pre-checks that we carry out every single listing to give you that full level of reassurance up front. And that is our service. Our service is to de-risk an asset that is actually discounted. It's a better quality asset for you to buy that's already got a proven track record, and we remove the risk for you to make it a much more clearer and better investment for you up front.
Absolutely.
So for those of you who don't know, if you haven't heard of us before, there were many of you on here that are existing clients. Some of you will be, maybe it's the first time you've come across one of these events. We do sell the mass majority share of the UK's tenanted property market, 87%. We've sold over £1 billion of tenanted property since 2021. We have over 1,000 listings on our website right now, and every single month we're adding 400 new listings. And literally, we do these events every single week. And these properties that we're dropping in for you right now are literally just stuff from this week. Some of the best properties that we brought in this week, we'll literally bring them to these events, let you see them off market. That's what this is all about.
I mean, it was mental as well. Like, see, even off the back of the event we done last week, see the amount of properties we sold just from that list we done. Literally, investors contacting us that night. The next day, I think we must have sold at least 13, 14 properties just the next day off the properties that we had listed from that live event. It's absolutely mental.
100%. So it's always the stuff at the start that sells quickly because, as I say, that's you get first steps, first access. And this is something that a lot of people ask us for is early access. And people really what they want is they want a really, really easy time when it comes to investing, right? So off the back of this, some people might even see all the properties we're dropping. They might have a ton of questions today that we can get answered. We might answer it for them on the event, but also we can help them with the strategy off the back of it. Because many of the properties that we did sell was people who were, really liked the way we worked, really liked tenanted, but didn't actually know what one to buy. Because tonight, what we're going to frankly drop is so many great properties. For your individual circumstances and what you want is going to be your individual circumstances that we can only clarify with you if you book in a call. So for anyone that does want to book in a call after this event, I'll be jumping on a lot of the call slots tomorrow. We can actually go through what areas you should invest in, what types of properties you should invest in off the back of this event, and we can look at all the ones that we've dropped here today as well.
Absolutely.
So we offer a full service for clients. So that's buy, manage, and sell. Really, our mission as a business is to make buying and selling properties as easy as trading stocks in an online trading account. So we're trying to make the process accessible, really, really easy for you to actually do this. And that's what we're all about. And what this is all about for yourself is taking control of your retirement before it's too late. For anyone that has been in property for any length of time, you'll know how much stamp duty rates has actually increased over the last few years, right? This is actually a chart since 2010, where you can see the massive upsurge in both England and Scotland for stamp duty rates. Just the sheer growth of the cost of the stamp duty rates going up.
You can see there as well with England, they are well overdue an increase for stamp duty. I predict in the next year, I predict that they're going to increase it again. So, I mean, again, this is just money. If you want to invest, just invest now because it's just going to cost you more money the longer you wait. It's really simple.
100%. I mean, this is people's biggest problem is they sit there waiting for the perfect deal, and the perfect deal doesn't exist. Like it's the amount of money you're losing waiting for that perfect deal you could be earning in the inflation and the growth of just owning property and actually being invested right now. So yeah, there is definitely a strategy that you need to learn, and there's definitely going to be right types of properties to you, but it's information that's going to help that, and that's what we hope to give you some of tonight at this event, and also we can provide you with if you want to jump in and speak to us directly. Massive housing shortage in the UK, if you haven't turned on the news recently. So again, inflation's hitting property, like prices are going to go up. We're going to be in about 5 or 10 years time, and you're going to be sitting here going, God, I wish I'd invested. It's like Apple.com in the 90s is what you're going to feel about property in 5 years' time.
There's literally a property in Braehead Road going on tonight, and we were sitting laughing, and we were like, wait, I think it was 75,000, I believe the home report is on that one, because we're reviewing the property. We're like, nah, that's not worth 75,000. No way. And because we're like, we've sold them before, and we've sold quite a lot in that block actually. And it was 55,000 we were selling them for. The exact same property.
Just about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago.
Literally not even, literally about 2 years. And I'm like, there's no way that's worth that. And it is. I mean, that's what the home report. And it's just that in 2 years, the growth that area's had.
Right. That's not the rent. Like, you're buying a property, it's a growth of the property itself. That's exclusive of the rent that you're actually receiving in that property too. So it's just like, that's why we always say it's like time in the market, not timing the market. It's like you buy something like at a price now, it's going to grow in value, plus you get the rent. And it's like you're sitting waiting for a deal that's discounted. It's like, just pick up stuff now and hold on to it. That's the mindset you should have as an investor.
You'll make the money in 2 years off the deal that you buy to buy the better deal. And it's like you get the golden deals through just buying more and more and more. Just keep buying.
100%. It's one of our big beliefs, one of mine that I had, when I first started investing in property. It's not timing the market, it's time in the market. It's the time you're actually in is where the money's made in property. I've not met anyone that's been in property for 10 years doing standard low-risk buy-to-let strategies like this that hasn't made a hell of a lot of money. It just doesn't exist. So I just want to quickly jump into sort of my story with buy-to-let, why we even started this company, why we're here. So for me, I struggled for years trying to find good deals. I'd sold a marketing company for a lot of money, and I basically in that moment had completely lost all income. I was literally sitting there trying to start this business, actually, Let Property, and I had no income at that time, right? And that was one of the most painful situations to be in, because the feeling of like going into a restaurant and not thinking about the cost of something really like stung. Even though I had a lot of money in the bank, every meal I bought was dipping into the savings that I had. And I really felt an immense amount of pressure to actually buy properties. But I struggled at the start to find good deals. I was bidding, on lots of properties during COVID with estate agents. And if anyone was buying a property during COVID, it was nearly impossible. You were getting outbid by residential buyers. All the good properties getting snapped up. It's still the same today, actually, if you're trying to buy things. I was attending countless property viewings, and I was spending it became a full-time job just trying to buy property, right? And I actually bought my first property in 2020 from a property source. So the video is actually on YouTube. The property source actually helped make the process a lot easier for me. And even around that time, I'd spent thousands of pounds on vacant properties before buying tenanted. So I'd actually found when I was running ads for Let Property, that's why we started Let Property. It was literally I was running ads to try and speak directly to vendors, so I didn't need to use estate agents. It was before the business was even a business. And I was buying. I was finding that landlords wanted to transact with me because they wanted to sell the property with the tenant. All right, and I was like, well, this is a no-brainer because I can buy this. I want a tenanted property because I literally want to rent this out long term. That's my plan with it. The tenant gets to stay in a home, so they're happy. The seller doesn't need to go through an eviction process. They can just keep the tenant in place and sell it directly to me. So it was like a complete win-win-win. And I was able to pick things up without having to go to all these bidding wars, and I could pay a half decent price for it. And off the back of finding this, I just bought tons of tenanted property. I now own 14 properties, and I've got a monthly income on that portfolio of £17,000 a month, which is £12,500 net that I generate every single month. And that is literally what I live my life off of. I don't need to think about what my business earns or my actual day-to-day job earns. I have the real freedom and control and back in my life off the back of property. And I think that is just the real power of the cash flow that property can generate for you, is that it's just a complete weight off your shoulders for the future. Yeah. I think that's the most powerful bit of it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, as I mentioned, that's how this company developed. Is I want to make that same realization that I had and that same dream that I got from property. I want to make that accessible to everyone, right? And that's what we're all about here. We're trying to make, like, you know, before us, it was extremely difficult to get in to start investing in property, and we are making that as easy as trading stocks. And you're going to see from this event tonight how easy we actually make that, how much due diligence we do on your behalf, how much easier it becomes to make an investment decision when you actually look at pre-check tenanted properties that are already producing cash from day one.
Absolutely. Like, it is only in our best interests. It's only in our best interests to try and make it as easy as possible and as hassle-free as possible, so that the investors that we work with, because as you'll know, most investors own more than 2 or 3 properties, right? And it's like, we want you guys as investors to come back and continue using us again. And that's what our mission is. And you can see that here from the reviews that we've got as well, from multiple different clients that we've worked with. You can see that we've got thousands of reviews across multiple different platforms, and 4,000 verified reviews, in fact, across 3 different platforms there, of investors that have worked with us previously that we continue to work with. I mean, I think Nathan was saying here, there's an investor coming back for the 13th time, 13th property buying from ourselves. And that's what it's all about. That's how we make money, you guys make money. It's a win-win for everyone.
100%. And it's that support and that sort of, like, a lot of people are probably wondering, like, what should I buy? Where should I buy? What should I look at? What types of properties? But today we're going to be dropping properties all over the country, and we're going to talk about the benefits of different areas, the benefits of the different types of properties, which can give you an idea. But as I mentioned, like, everyone's unique. Everyone has a specific thing that they need for them. That's why you book a call, because if you come and speak to us, we can actually give you a very clear plan in place for what you should do for property investments. So here's just quickly how the event's going to work tonight. So we sign up over 100 properties per week, right? We actually have a 60% rejection rate on what comes to us. So we're very, very fussy about what actually hits the event here tonight. It's only really high yielding properties that really fit this cash flow model that we actually recommend for building a retirement portfolio. We pre-check all those properties, package up these investments. We effectively give you everything on a plate to de-risk the assets we spoke about earlier, like proof of rental income. We make sure it's all fully checked on every single property, and that's what we're going to actually be running through in every single unit tonight. And then we release them off market at these events. And then in 24 hours time, they're going to go on the open market. So if you've been on Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, you'll probably have seen our listings all over the place. In 24 hours, the properties that don't sell off this event will go on there, and they'll be accessible to the public. So if you're at this event here tonight, it's because you want to get ahead and you're getting access to things before they go onto open market. All right, so tonight we've got 51 properties. You can see the locations there. A lot in the north of England, which is really cool. A lot of really good ones in Scotland as well. A couple of South England ones too. So all over the country, we've got 51 properties coming here tonight, which is exciting. And next week, we're going to have more properties going live as well, which is cool. So yeah, if you're on, make sure you've joined today from letproperty.co.uk/events. Properties are going to drop in on the page just like this. So you'll see them coming on the page, and you can actually click on them, view them live, make inquiries if you want. So if you click on them, it'll open up the listing page where you can see all the pre-checks, all the information about the property. We've created and spent hundreds of thousands of pounds now on a custom platform and mobile app for you to be able to access these properties and see them in a way that makes the due diligence easy for you. You can make an inquiry, and off the back of that inquiry, we send you an investment documents folder, and that includes all of the different pre-checks and informations that we have on every single property, such as 360 walkthroughs, floor plans, investment packs, everything.
Everything you would want, everything you would dream of is in this folder if you were looking to invest in a property.
The way we approach it is ultimately, like, because we're investors, we buy these properties. We look at, and the way we started as companies, we look at what would we want to see up front on a property to make an easy decision remotely or away. I don't want to have to go onto Rightmove, find a property, figure out what the rent is going to be in that property. What's the market rent? I don't want to go out and have to figure out what the condition is by attending a viewing, right? View it if you want, but I don't need to do this because I've got everything here. We give you the documentation. We give you the 360 walkthroughs so you can view it virtually. You can literally sit there for 5 minutes in any of our properties and carry out extensive due diligence on it. And you cannot do that through an estate agent. They just do not do the level of pre-checks on a property that we provide. And this is what makes it really, really easy for hands-off investor to build a portfolio in a way that's really, really easy for them.
Exactly that. It's like the ChatGPT for property condenses all the information into one place, giving you everything that you would possibly need to make a decision on the day. I mean, I personally don't view properties that I purchase. We have like the 3D rendered walk rounds. We have the video walk rounds with the phone as well. Makes it super easy to look at a property and be able to purchase it without even having to go through the hassle of going to a viewing and walking around. And realistically, most people don't know what they're looking at. That's why, I mean, every property we list in Scotland has a home report up front, and again, that will be in the property pack for the Scottish properties that we're going to list in just a wee second. But yeah, it gives you everything you need.
100%. Now we've got a question in here from Sai. I'm not even going to try, it's too long a name. Do you work with commercial properties? So we do indeed. We primarily specialise in buy-to-let tenanted properties, but we do list commercial properties. We actually released quite a few cool ones last week as well. There's a few really good commercial units we put on. I would say about 5-10% of what we list is commercial. So yes, we do deal with commercial properties as well. But yeah, guys, make sure you engage in the chat. Any questions you have about everything I've gone over, really love to get as interactive as possible. I know some of you will be on the website. Make sure you access from there and log into YouTube, and you'll be able to comment and engage with the chat. So every property we sell is first come, first serve, okay? As Callum mentioned, we sold a lot of the properties from the event last week, very, very quickly off the back of this event. Our kind of top investors attend these events and secure things very, very quickly because it's the first place to become available. So if you get an offer accepted and you like any of the properties that we have, you pay a buyer's premium first, and that secures the property. That's how it works when the offer is accepted. That means if somebody else comes in with a higher offer, even after you've agreed to buy it and you pay the premium, we can't sell it to them. You've legally got the property in your name. So the buyer's premiums are £3,000, and that comes off the offer price that you make. So if you agree £100,000 on a property, that's going to come off of that price. Your legal offer will be £97,000. You pay the £3,000 up front. Really, really simple. All right, and that's the commitment fee that you pay. So again, link's going to be at the top of the page, letproperty.co.uk/book. If anyone wants to book in a call, speak with anyone on the team, just click on that link there, and it'll be me and some of the top agents that are going to be on the other end to jump on a call with you guys. All right, we want to speak to you, want to engage with you, and we're more than happy to chat with you if you go and book a call with us. All right. But I think Absolutely. We're ready for the first drop. You excited to jump in, Callum?
I'm buzzing. And again, guys, this is not a pre-recorded webinar. This is live. So if you have any questions, anything at all, go and make a comment below and we'll pull it up and we can go through any questions that you might have. But yeah, buzzing to get into this one. I know we've got 3 properties in Glasgow.
Start off in Glasgow. Let's jump in.
A 12% yielder, I believe we have.
We do indeed. Let's jump in. There we go. So we've got first 3 properties. They're just going live on the website now. So make sure you access through the website, letproperty.co.uk. So we've got these coming in live. I'll just quickly show everyone just so they can see. So if you go to letproperty.co.uk, you'll see a big red box. You can access the event, click join event, and you'll literally see our stream here. You can log into YouTube, chat with us here, ask lots of questions. And then also you'll see there's the 3 properties coming in live. So they're going to just drop on the page as we go through this. All right. Yeah, if we jump into the actual properties quickly, let's have a wee look. So we've got Taylor Place in Glasgow. And this is quite an exciting one. The yield's really, really good as well for this one in the area. Croft End Avenue, 2-bedroom flat, offers over £90,000. And Braehead Road, I mean, we have, I think 6 properties we've sold in Braehead Road now, Callum? Actually completed it?
Yeah, at least 6. I remember there was one time we went down back in the day for viewings. We went down and we literally had there's like 5 let property signs just outside Braehead Road. But yeah, we know Braehead Road like the back of our hand. We know each build. There's really only 3 different types of builds in the Braehead property. We can pull it up now. You can see it. I believe this is one of the 3-bed ones.
3-bed, two level masonette, 3-bedroom in Braehead Road.
They're like it's like I think when we went in this one together, you described it as the TARDIS. It's literally like you go through this wee door, and the size of these properties, you wouldn't expect it. It's almost like a semi-detached house, as a flat, it's you'll see it here if you have a look. It's
see the size of the rooms. The lounge is always like really big for the size it looks at the front. You see this one. That's actually a nice one because it's got a good view. This one, some of them in that area don't have as good a back view as this.
That's
so
really good.
Some good back too. You always want to think like if you're going to invest in a property, like what is this going to look like in the future when I go on to sell it, right? So it's like things like that. Like to me, it's like that's a real selling point for if you ever sold it down the line, you buy it tenanted, you keep it for 5 years, you sell it on to a residential buyer. I'm looking for something that's got that sort of quality, residential curb appeal. Really, is the best way to put it.
That's it. So even though you're buying it tenanted, it's like, right, okay, well, once this say goes vacant, or whether you keep it tenanted and you just sell it again, it's like, what else is someone going to be looking at? The resellability of it. You can see here, I believe it's there's 3 beds up here. This is the smallest room, I think, out of the lot.
That's
this
right.
One slightly bigger.
You got the room in the back as well. The bathroom's brand new as well upstairs. This will be the master here. And then you've got the bathroom here, look really fresh condition as well, which is good. It's rare to find that in this area. So, really, really good one, this one. But yeah, the good thing about these ones, obviously the yields, the rent's actually a little bit low in this one. And on the listings as well, guys, you can just go and pull up. We actually pull in the market rents for you here. So you can see that's probably quite accurate for market rent. So you're £683 a month, right? So your potential yield's like 11% in this one at the listing price, which is nuts. This is an insanely good return on this one. And yeah, what would someone do for management, Callum, if they were looking to purchase something like this?
Say that again, sorry.
What would someone do for management if they were looking to purchase something like this?
They would come to us. We have a management service in place across the central belt of Scotland, so we can take this one on. We can manage that for you. Again, fully hands off. I remember when I sort of first started buying property, I was thinking about, how people say, it's passive income, and it's like, is any income truly passive? And honestly, I've done a lot of different jobs, professions, businesses in my life, and property is truly the most passive thing that you can get. Yes, okay. I'm trying to think, like, maybe, so you might need to do a bit of work for here and there on, some details, whether it's a new shower or what, a shower bill that comes in. But honestly, the bill comes in, you pay it, that's it, and it's done. But realistically, these properties, they're already set up, they're already good to go. And property is as passive as it gets. This one here, I mean, the average house price in Scotland right now is for 2025, came out in July, is 191,000. That's up 7.1% year on year, and that's for Glasgow. So this property have been priced around, I believe it is the offers over 70,000. Fully freehold as well, because it's in Scotland. 99.9% of properties are freehold in Scotland. So with this one here, offers over 70,000, it's still below quite significantly the average house price. And I believe that will be due to the fact that it's Cumbernauld, it's just outside of Glasgow. So you've not got that suburban spread that's got to that. You can see, I mean, the growth in the last 2 years for this area in Cumbernauld is ridiculous. I think, I believe you have a property in Cumbernauld, Gary, is that right?
I do, yeah. I've got one up here. Yeah. The good thing about Cumbernauld is there's a lot of development that's gone on there. A lot of the really crappy buildings, frankly, that were in the area, they've actually knocked a lot of them down, and they're building a lot up there. But yeah, this is always where you want to be looking. If you're wanting like high yields and like good potential for capital growth, as I'm saying, that this has capitally grown since we were actually selling these properties a few years ago. If you want to get that, looking at outside areas of the main city is one of the most powerful places. And a lot of the stuff we're going to go through tonight is just like that. We've also got this one here, Callum and Taylor's Place, which is a good one. So this one's on 1,100 a month, offers over £110,000, 12% current yield. Let's see this one here. Yeah, this one's a good one. I like the returns of this. The location is really, really good. So we just pull up where that is. Look at where it is relative to city. Look, right in the centre.
I'm starting to understand. Yeah, I'm starting to understand the £1,100 rent and the price of the property.
Right. We were looking at that and thinking that was quite high, but I now get it for where it is. It's literally in Townhead. This is in the centre.
Where that is. Yeah. Actually done. I made an ROI calculator on this one, so I've already got one pre-made up.
I mean, 100 offers over £110,000 for a property in the city centre is just nuts, totally crazy, right? I've got the ROI calculator up right here, so I've just put the assumed purchase price in at, £115,000, £1,100 a month in rent. I put in the service charge. There's no ground rent in Scotland because it's freehold. For 99% properties, and then the estimated property value. Again, we need to look at comparables to confirm that, but I think some are selling for that, and even 120 for like that kind of property in the city. That's cheap. That's low money. I mean, go into the city centre of Manchester and find a property in the city for 120 grand. You'll be lucky to find a car parking space for that at the prices these days. But yeah, mortgage purchase. You can see here the returns are just nuts in this one. Like talking about like cash flow, okay? So this is after considering a mortgage like payment, the service charge, so all your net costs. This property, if you were to put in a £42,000 investment, would net you after all costs £7,500 a year. Okay, 13 grand a year in gross income, £7.5 grand a year in net rental income. Okay, that's nuts. If you factor in the capital growth as well, so that's the growth of the property as well added on, that's £15,000 a year. And this is what you really need to look at when you're buying a property, is you need to look at the entire picture of what you're actually purchasing. You need to look at both its income, both its capital growth, and then understand like how much is this thing producing me over the long term. Yeah. And on this ROI calculator, which we can send out to all you after the event, you get a total net profit, and you want to look at it each year, right? And it's like on a mortgage purchase, you can literally see I can invest £42,000 in this. If I take my 10-year growth on this property, it turns into £179,000 in profit. All right,
that's net as well, so that's not taking into account the price of the property. You can actually see the estimated property value in 10 years will be 218,000. Property but doubles every 10 years. Everyone knows that, and you've actually got the net rental income as well. And the thing is, right, so you look at this and you think, it's only going to make you, £7,000 a year, and it's like, yeah, right, okay, £7,000 a year, you spent 40 grand. It's like, right, okay, it's decent, right, it's a decent return, right, but it's like the compound interest is what makes property extremely exciting. So Albert Einstein says that compound interest is like the eighth wonder of the universe, right? And it's like, that's what it's all about. It's like, see when your money starts compounding, you can see there, literally £200,000 after 10 years. Absolutely mental.
Yeah, nuts, man. All right, cool. We've got one more in Glasgow as well. It's dropped in as well. We've got Croft End Avenue. So yeah, these are really, really good properties as well. Solid investments. Again, all of these guys, what you can go in, check the pre-checks. You can literally see what we actually carry out every single property. So all three that we've just dropped here, we're going to jump onto the next lot of drops in a second. I think we're going on to Liverpool in a second. You've got tenancy agreements, proof of rental income. You can actually see if you see a green tick right here on our website, this means that we've fully pre-checked it and explains what we've actually done on the pre-check to ensure. Because one of the biggest concerns that people have, it's like they're worried that they buy a property that's currently tenanted and the tenant doesn't pay rent. And it's such a silly way to think about things, because the fact that you're buying a tenanted property, the tenant's actually proven that they will pay rent. If you buy something vacant and put in your own tenant through a letting agency, there's actually more risk in that because there hasn't been proof of rental income. It's a brand new transaction. All right. So yes, buying a tenanted property is risky if you don't do the due diligence properly. But we actually do a lot of this up front, and that's why you need to be very careful when you do buy a tenanted property. If you buy it in this way, where there's proof of rental income, tenancy agreement's been checked, all the documentation has been verified, that should give you actually more reassurance than buying something vacant. All right, and I think, and this is a common misconception that people have around tenanted that's really, really important to address. That again, it's the value that we offer. That's why so many investors come to us as the go-to investment property source for tenanted property.
I do worry, like, see when you buy a property vacant, right, and it's like you put a tenant in, you can do a lot of different pre-checks, you can do credit checks, you can look at their history, but it's like getting them in, it's like are they going to pay that rent? Do you know what I mean? Whereas when it's already tenanted, they've already got a proven track record. We can show the financial history for however long the tenant's been in the property, whether that's been a year, 3, sometimes as long as 5 years plus. We can have every single month payment on time, and it's a fully secured investment. And you are going to get that monthly cash flow.
100%. Okay, let's drop into the next drops then. So we've got North of England coming next, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
England. All right, let's pull them up. So we have 12 properties coming in the north of England. Lots of really, really cool areas. So you'll see these coming on the screen right now for our website. So we've got Blackburn, we've got Winsford, Chester, all over the north of England. Really, really good properties dropping in here. Why is the north of England so good, Cam? Why do people typically look in the north?
It's going to be a lot more cost effective than the south of England. The property prices in the north have actually been rising a lot faster in recent years than what the south. So back, say 10 years ago, the south in London, that's where you'd go for the capital growth. But the tide's sort of changing right now. Whereas the north of England's actually becoming a lot more prominent, and it's off the back of the rental yields. Most of the investors that we work with, they're investing for that monthly cash flow and the yields. The yield is what it's all about. The yields are better in the north of England than the south. It's very obvious with that respect. But the average house price in the sort of northeast of England is about 185. The average house price in the northwest is 221,000. So it's still below the UK average. UK average house price about 270,000 right now. So yeah, that's it really. That's why most people are investing in the north. It's extremely affordable. And yeah,
what's been really interesting about the north, it used to be like the south was great for capital growth, and the north was pretty much for cash flow. So you had a lot of cash flow invested in the north, and then you do your capital growth in the south. But actually, what's actually happened in the last 5 or 10 years, if you look at the real raw data on it, what's actually happened is the north has become both cash flow and capital growth, and the south has just continued to be capital growth. And there's actually a lot of areas up north, specifically around Manchester, Liverpool, all of the kind of the northwest areas. The capital growth is nuts, right? And we've got some properties dropping in Liverpool tonight. They're just insane investments, and it's like to go and pick up like an 8% yield plus have capital growth on top of that. It's just an incredible investment. I think we really need to, when you're buying an investment property, and this is when it comes down to, if you're going to book a call, you're going to talk to us about, potential, what areas should I be looking at, what areas of the UK should I be looking at. You've got to get very clear on what both the capital growth and the yield is of the area, and add them both together and build that around your plans, because many of these properties in these areas, they have both capital growth and the sort of yield potential in them as well. All right, so we're dropping in the 12 on the screen right now. letproperty.co.uk/events. Let's jump into our next drop, Cam. Let's let everyone jump into them. We'll jump on to the next ones.
Sweet.
So we got Liverpool, and there's one on here that I'm really, really excited for. There's actually a couple. There's one just outside of Liverpool in Birkenhead here that's awesome as well. But this one in Balmoral Court, New Road, Liverpool, is really, really sick. So let's jump into some of the Liverpool stuff, Callum. So we look at what we've got.
Absolutely. Liverpool seems to be a real area of interest recently for a lot of the investors that we've been working with. It's similar. Liverpool, Manchester, the bigger cities off the back of London in the UK. So there's a lot of investor interest in the areas right now. If you go into this one in Balmoral Court, we're just having a look at.
It's literally just dropping in the screen. It's going to be coming in right now on the screen. letproperty.co.uk/events. I'm just waiting for it to come in, and I'm going to show people the Balmoral Court one. Second. Right, so here's the Balmoral Court photos here. Let's share it. So we go. So what's this one up for, Callum? It's offers over 50 or something?
That's right. So it's offers over 49,000.
49,000.
Leasehold 958 years. So you're not going to have an issue with that. Service charge 130. And
I mean, this one's like an insane yield, like a crazy yield. 13%, isn't it? 13.5%, 550 in rent. Let's have a look at the 360 walk round. Again, make sure you inquire on the properties, guys. If you are interested in any of these, literally go on the page, click make inquiry and make an offer. You can literally just click make an inquiry. This will send you all the pre-checks, all the stuff that we're going over in this event. They'll be sent straight to your email. It's just sent instantly when you inquire. So yeah, look, nice wooden floors in here, and kitchen. So these are just like, and this is well located as well. This one, like if you come onto the map, you can actually just go on and see directly what it is. So there's literally the city there, right? So again, it's really central in the area. And I always like to look when I'm looking at properties, like what's nearby, right? So who's going to be in this? What's nearby? This is going to be a commuter into the city type property for somebody, single person, maybe like a professional that's looking to travel in. Next to, you can see it's next to lots of shops, which is really good. So lots of residential in the area, and then you can see there's like a lovely like park here, and it's like literally a cricket club right in the centre as well. So you just know it's going to be quite a nice area. Look, it's like a lot of nice greenery that you can walk into there, right in the centre of Liverpool. The old church building here. Just like a nice central part of Liverpool. The reason I'm excited about this one is just because the price points that literally offers over £49,000 to picking up something in like the central area. These are the types of properties that both pump out cash flow, right? So £550 a month, 13.5% yield, but also you've got that capital growth potential in it as well, just because of its location. These are always going to be well. Yeah, and it's like factoring in the service charge, factoring in the yearly rent. It's just a really good return, this one.
Yeah. The fact that you can buy a property for this price in the centre of Liverpool is absolutely mental. You know, these actually remind me of, this property actually reminds me of some properties that we had bought just on the outskirts of Glasgow, in Aberfeldy Street. And very similar price point. Literally had a park across the road as well. And in the last, 4 years, they've literally went up a ridiculous amount. I think they went up probably about as much as like 40-50%.
Yeah, I mean, we bought them for like 50-60 grand, and
similar price point.
They're now in it like 80 grand, 90 grand. And we've had them 2.5 years we bought those properties. So it's like, that's the thing, is like that's what these kind of ones can do, these kind of cheaper units. And as I say, the yields that we bought ours at are really good as well. And I think mine just got rented out for £750 a month. £750 a month. No, £850. It was £850 a month, right? £850 a month, and I paid like 60 grand for it. Nuts, right? And it's like that's like, very similar numbers here, right? 550. I mean, I think that's probably even on the low side.
Must be.
That is. Yeah, look, potential market rent 627 a month, and that's on like. So if you had that at market rent, it's like 15% yield. And what should people be doing with the market rents, Cam? Like, how do we recommend people talk about it? Because that's something that people bring up a lot. Oh, it's the rent's low in it. How should they be thinking about that?
So, that's the probably one of the biggest things when it comes to buying tenanted property is, people, the rent's always lower than, what it could be in terms of market rent. And it's like, yeah, okay, well, I mean, just take that into account and factor that into your price. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, say, for instance, you had, a property, it was like this one. Let's just go take this one for an example. It's 550, say it should be 650 is the rent. So it's the difference of £100 per month that you're losing. That's only £1,200 per year, right? In 2 years, 2,400. Now, what I would do is just take the £2,400 and take it off of what you would pay for the property if it was vacant. Really simple. So literally just put that cost across the 2 years, the 2,400, and the lost rent, the £100 that you're losing per month, and equate that into the price that you're willing to pay. So if you're willing to pay 80, that's fine. Just literally take that off of what you're going to pay, and it's £77,600. That's the offer that you make. Really simple. Now you get the money up front in equity.
Yeah, I mean, what you need to understand, guys, is that rent isn't a wall. It's not a fixed fixture, right? It's not there to stay. Rents are flexible; they can move. It's like that's the purpose of an investment. And what you do when you buy it is you put it to a letting agent who works with the tenant and negotiates that to go up towards market rent in time. And it's like, as a landlord, it's just like you need to actually look at low rents as an opportunity, because a lot of people like stupidly are put off by something that's like lower rent. Speaking personally, I actually look for stuff that's really low rent. Like that's actually where I know there's opportunity, because the current yields are low, but I know the market is good. It's a bit like buying a business that has an opportunity to have income generated on it that it isn't producing yet. And it's very, very easy to get that income produced. It's not like you need to go and open up a new factory. You just need to get the letting agent to go and speak to the tenant to get the rent raised. And it's like, if you're worried about, the loss in my cash flow, I get that, but it's like, just take it off your purchase price, just negotiate it at purchase. And if you take that approach to investing, again, you want to be looking at this as a long-term wealth, right? It's a long-term growth. So if you're trying to build a retirement portfolio, you're trying to get a number of properties, they don't all need to be spitting out cash flow day one. You need to be making good investments so that in 5 or 10 years' time, however long your portfolio plan is, you can get the rent up to that level, because this will not be at 550 rent in 5 years. Like, somebody's going to buy this, they're going to raise the rent, they're going to work with the tenant might even leave. Like, we don't know what's going to happen here. This remarkets out, it's going to go out at full market rent. So you just need to understand that it's not fixed. It's something that you just factor into your decision up front. And actually, it's a massive opportunity to be looking at tenanted properties where the rent is slightly on the low side. That's why we provide all this information up front. And again, that can all be discussed on the phone when you speak to us, but we provide all this information up front to sort of show you the potential and what it could be in its perfect state. And I believe we've got another one here in Liverpool as well, Callum. It's quite good. It's the Birkenhead one. It's quite cool. It's quite good. Jumping.
10.7% yield, offers over 80,000. Freehold as well. It is really good for
really good.
Liverpool. I think the last one we were speaking about that was leasehold.
Good standard of kitchen as well in this one. Good bathroom. So this is a pretty nice condition property, and your long-term tenant in place. We've got a video tour on this one as well, which is really sick. So all the properties we do video tours on them, so you can literally just click on this and look, you can see. And this makes it really, really easy for you to like make an offer remotely, because a lot of our clients they don't have the time. Like, you guys are busy, you're working all day, you're running your life, right? What we're doing here is we're making it really, really easy for you to make quick and informed decisions. You just book in a call with us, speak to us. We can go over a bunch of properties based upon your criteria, what you want, help you build that criteria out if you don't have it clear already, show you the best areas, show you the best types of properties, and then we can literally sit in a call for half an hour and go through 5 amazing investments, and you can make decisions really, really quickly. And then you can literally buy it, hand it off to a letting agent, and you never need to think about the thing again, and it just produces cash flow. This is all about hands-off, passive investing. That's what we are trying to help you achieve, and that's what we've done so well. And our whole mission is to make buying and selling properties as easy as trading stocks. You can literally, soon you'll be able to add the properties onto the app and manage them through the app. It's going to we're making this so much easier for you guys to actually build a portfolio over the long time.
The great thing about investing into property is the more that you invest, the more that you make. It's an investment. It makes you money. So the more money that you have to then reinvest. And it's, do you know what I mean? So the people that invest now and get in while they still can and put money into property now is they can make the money back. And then, in a couple of years' time, they can buy more as the property generates income and wealth.
Yeah, so freehold property, again, just outside of Liverpool. So again, if you're trying to buy good high-yielding investments, always good to look just slightly out of the area. So you can see like Liverpool's centre there. This is actually really, really close to centre again, just like the other property went over. So these are all like low-cost, greatly located properties that we list. We're very, very strict about what we bring on. We reject about 60% of properties we actually put through our books. And it's stuff like this that, that we just love having. I mean, these properties in Liverpool will fly off. Incredible yields, incredibly located, and insanely affordable price points for an investor to enter in. And all the pre-checks have been done for them as well. Makes it really, really easy to invest.
Absolutely. I think that's like one of the main things as well to look at is like, see, when you're investing, you're going into buying property, you want to buy the properties that are going to go quickly. You only buy the properties where they're going to go off the market. People are going to secure them. And with these properties in Liverpool, this is what we're saying. We've got 24-hour window here. So between now and 24 hours, we're going to list these properties on the open market. And that means that on the Let Property website, for the next 24 hours, you guys have the opportunity to secure these properties faster than anyone else. And these will sell. If you guys on this event, you guys don't buy them, then as soon as we list these in the market, these properties will sell. I can guarantee you that these will not be around in 2 weeks' time with the current yields and the price points and locations. You're just not going to find properties like these.
We're all about volume and long-term relationships with investors, right? So who we work with is we're looking for people like the value we provide. It's somebody that has cash sitting there. They may be in a high-paying job right now. They've maybe sold a business. They've got some capital sitting there, and they're looking to invest in something that's very hands-off and very passive. And ultimately, it's for the core reason is cash flow. Every one of these properties are producing immense amounts of cash flow. If you go into an art gallery right now and buy a painting, right, the painting doesn't pay your rent. Right? Nobody's going to pay you rent for a painting. All right. The reason you buy a rental property is because of the cash flow, the monthly income it generates. Right. This is about replacing income, building a retirement, having control over your pension. Right. Because if anyone's got a pension right now, you just ain't gonna have that control. Right. So that's the power of what buy-to-let property can provide you. All right. Let's jump into the next ones. What have we got coming next? We got the Manchester drop. All right. I'm in Manchester right now. We're in the Manchester office. Let's jump into these ones. So we've got 3 really, really good ones in Manchester coming in hot. So we look. So we've got Wigan, Chorley, and Bury. So Wigan and Chorley, both outskirts of Manchester. These ones, again, like the Wigan one, I know that one I'll do really, really well. Just obviously because it's offers overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a vacant one as well coming on here too. So
absolutely.
Again, if you go onto the website, I mean, Manchester's just like had incredible amounts of development over the last year. And what you're going to notice happening, right? If I just jump into one of these quickly, if I just pull up where Wigan is, so Wigan's like west side of Manchester. There's Manchester right there. Okay, so you can see Wigan's like one of the kind of outside towns. So what's happening, right? Is this is becoming like the new London, all right? For anyone that has been in Manchester recently or seen what's happened in Manchester in the last 5 or 10 years, there's actually a photo I think that we showed at one of the last kind of drop events where literally you could see just like it was like Dubai in the early 2000s. It was just like nothing, and then there's like all these massive skyscrapers and billions of pounds of development. Now, what actually happens when billions of pounds goes into a city is the capital growth value of that ripples out into the outer cities. So your areas like Wigan, Bolton, Rochdale, Oldham, all of these areas, the increasing value off the back of the main city that is having the development. All right. And Wigan's one of those areas. It's a very residential part of Manchester. A lot of the guys actually that work in this office are from Wigan. Very, very popular area for residential families to live in. And you can see on here, we're bringing on a 2-bedroom terrace property, which I really, really like. Houses on the outskirts of cities because you're going to get a family in it. And you can just see the quality of this property. I mean, this is like residential, new quality building. It's like they've staged it for somebody really coming in. These are the tenanted really property, guys. It's the quality of which somebody's kept the property. So it's just a lovely family that is living in this property and that's kept it in a really, really good state.
So this is like a show.
Really, really nice one. So this one's getting £600 a month rent right now. That will be again on the low side, 700 market rent. Potentially even looking at 750 in that area. We're on for offers over, what is it? Offers over 120 on this one. Again, great standard kitchen. It's got the extension at the back as well. So for anyone that knows, if there's an extension on a property, that's going to add, £10,000, £15,000 in value as well onto the value if you're looking at stuff on the street. And yeah, you can see really, really well located. So I like this one a lot in Wigan that we're dropping in.
So
if you look,
some other interesting ones. I think there's
the Chorley one's cool. Let's have a look at that one quickly. Let's pull that
another one in Bury as well. The Charlie one is I believe it's freehold as well, and another freehold property. We're getting a lot of freehold English properties this week.
It's good. I mean, they're very rare to come up actually, and if you can get your hands on them, really, really good opportunities to buy. And again, you can see the quality of these. These are in good condition, and we want to really factor that into the price that we're going to buy things at. So yeah, it's a really unique, interesting looking property. Like this one a lot. You can see it's actually good when you're seeing developments next door, so you can see the neighbours actually spending money. Maybe they're doing the roof or something. That's good when you're seeing that. Like a lot of people are like, oh my God, there's scaffolding on the streets. Like, no, that means that somebody is developing their property. You're in an area where properties are being developed, they're being made better. That's a good thing. All right. And that's what this area is. It's an area that's undergoing a lot of development just now. So you're right next to Aldi. Again, these are all family properties, long-term, hands-off. Like, guys, this is what you want to buy in property. Like, you might see all these ads on the internet or all these videos where people are talking about advanced investing strategies. Guys, if you have a busy job right now, or you've sold a business, or you've got capital sitting there, you do not want to be running an Airbnb business, all right? You do not want to be getting phone calls from somebody at 9 o'clock at night where they call you and ask you how to turn Netflix on their telly or how the Wi-Fi code works, right? You don't want that in your life, okay? What you want is you want a safe, long-term, high cash flow asset like this where you can give it to the keys to a family and you can not think about it for 5 years. Hand it off to a commoditized letting agency service who can manage everything for you. That is what you're trying to achieve. You want completely hands-off turnkey investments. That is what tenanted property and buy-to-let provide you with, all right? And here's your one in Bury. Again, this is a vacant property, so this, if it goes on the market, will attract residential interest. We like to get it in ahead of the time to our investor base because we would rather sell a property to an investor from our end because we want to build that long-term relationship. But as I mentioned, everything is first come, first serve. So if a residential buyer comes on this one and does buy it, then we can't stop it from happening. And all the photos as well. We get the boiler, we get the electric box. We really do every possible check you need. And again, if you need help, with what properties to buy, what areas to buy them, you can literally book a call at letproperty.co.uk/book. We can jump on a call with you. We can have a chat. We can go over your investment goals, what areas, and actually go through it and get you booked onto a perfect property.
Absolutely. And again, these properties on the outskirts, really good properties to look at. Average house price for Manchester is slightly higher than the locations we've looked at previously tonight. It's sitting at about 249,000, and that again taken from the ONS, the Office for National Statistics. That was in 2025. So yeah, I mean, Manchester, the city council, they've actually they've got projected growth. There's so many people that are coming into the city of Manchester right now. They said that they're expecting another 40,000 people to move to Manchester to again increase the population to, I believe, circa 100,000 by 2026, and that's just in the city centre. Off the back of that as well, there's going to like an area like Bury, these areas in the outskirts, they're going to be ideal for people that are looking to come in back and forth to the city centre.
It's going to be family. These are family locations you're looking at, so it's going to be commuters coming into the city. And that's really what you notice in these areas. And freehold houses on outskirts of cities are hot investments. I mean, that is the kind of stuff for a long 10-year plan. If you're buying that near a high capital growth city where tons of developments happening, those are going to be in much higher demand in 10 years. Because as I say, the city's going to get too full. People need to live somewhere. They're going to need to go out to the outskirts, and they're going to be looking for homes, houses for the family, right? That's who you want to have a property for, and that's who you want to target. Yeah, free property shopping in Manchester.
We've literally got two guys that commute into the office from Bury in Manchester.
And Wigan, maybe quite a few in Wigan as well, in the Manchester office.
That's it.
All right. Well, let's jump on to the next one. We've got Scotland, back where we're from. Let's have a wee look at these ones. There's a couple of really exciting ones here, Callum. I like these ones a lot. So we've got a 3-bedroom portfolio up in Aberdeen. Buzzed for that one. That's going to be really interesting. We've got Perth as well. Perth's got really, really good yield. Again, north of Scotland. Rothesay, got a 1-bedroom flat coming in, $450 a month rent. Seaton Place in Aberdeen, it's a 12.5% yield. And another one in Aberdeen, 14.7% yield. Unbelievable. Aberdeen, we actually spoke about it a lot at our last drop event.
Mm-hmm.
Massive yields up there, guys, in terms of like cash flow. So if you're looking for like a high cash flow area, Aberdeen has a lot of potential. And again, everything's freehold up there. Some really good properties. So let's just jump into some of these and see what we've got. I'll jump into the Perth one first of all. Let's have a wee look at that. So we've got Jura Street in Perth here, $650 a month, 9.8% yield. We want to see where Perth is. There you go. So we're just kind of like north of Edinburgh here as we go up towards Dundee. Your sort of main cities in Scotland, you've got Glasgow, Edinburgh, Stirling here, Dundee, and Perth just between Dundee and Stirling, and then you've got Aberdeen at the top. That's your main cities. And Perth's a really good north residential area. Really great yields. You can see here.
The sixth largest city in Scotland. Perth's. Yeah.
There you go. Decent rental condition. $650 a month, 9.8% yield. Literally, this is just a simple, safe, high cash flow property. It's probably going to be someone in Scotland that will buy this, in all honesty. But it's anyone all over the place can buy in Scotland as well. I mean, I have most of my properties in Scotland, and partially just because I'm from there, but also, yeah, it's just close to home. I mean, what's your opinion on what areas people should buy in general, Cam? What do you think the belief should be on that?
I mean, most investors that we speak to, they all are investing in properties in their area. And it makes a lot of sense, right? Because it's like, invest into what you know, but then at the same time, if you're living in, one of the worst, appreciating areas in the UK, then you probably shouldn't invest into what you know. You should maybe invest into Manchester, one of the fastest growing areas in the UK, or Glasgow, or some area in Newcastle. These areas that are doing really well. So it's like, if you don't know what the area is like, then get to know what the area is like. I'm similar to yourself. I've just invested in Scotland, really. That's again where I'm from, so it makes sense, and I know the area. And I think a lot of investors tend to do that, but you should be looking across the UK at what areas are going to go the best, and what's going to have the most amount of significant growth across the UK. But yeah, that's a good one. That's certainly interesting.
100%. I've got this one here on Glenbervie Street in Aberdeen as well. So you can see here, really nice condition on the inside of this one. Very unique property. This is a studio. I think it's a one bedroom. A 1 bedroom property. But yeah, really good nick, great condition. So a lot of amazing deals to be had. I mean, literally offers over 45 grand, $550 a month. It's like, honestly, the cash flow in this thing's nuts. I mean, let's just pull this into an ROI calculator just quickly. I really want to get people to visualize, like, what does that mean? Because we're sitting here throwing out all these yields, all these numbers. Like, what does this actually mean? Do you want to get for the Glenbervie Street? Do you want to get me the home report value, Cal? Just quickly. I'll
just
pull in
details now. I mean, you can see even from the photos there. I mean, we're dropping it live on the website, so feel free to jump on and have a look for yourself. But Aberdeen, for a lot of people who don't know, it's called the Granite City. It was built up off of granite, so you can see the outside of the property there. They made an extreme. They made a lot of money from obviously the oil. The oil done them really well. Hence why they used granite to build the city. But yeah, it's one of the only granite cities across the UK. Home report on this one here. If I just pull it up now, £45,000 with a rent of £550 and a current yield of 14.67 with a potential yield of 17.3. It's a ridiculous potential yield. It's £650 per month rent. And
that's crazy. Is that the potential rent on it?
Yes. Tenant's been in for over 2 years.
So it's like
self-funded.
This is how an investor needs to think, right? This is how they need to think. If you have, let's say you have £500,000 in your bank right now, okay? If you were to buy 10 properties like this for 45, 50 grand, right? They all produce £500, £650 a month in rent. Okay, that's 10 times 650 a month. Okay, that's 80,000 a year off of your £500,000. That's how you need to think about it, right? The return on that is nuts, right? Just look at it here. We'll just take this one unit, right? 45,000. I've just put it in at the home report value, monthly rent 550. We've got it on for offers over 40 at the minute. You can just literally see there's Scotland there. So I've literally taken in all of the costs. This includes your stamp duty, your legal fees, everything. You're in for 53 grand on this purchase. Okay, yearly rental income £6,600 a year off of 53 grand, right? That's how like 14% return on your money just on the rent. That's not even the growth of the property, right? And there's a lot of discussions about Aberdeen's growth actually. Aberdeen hasn't done that well over the last 10 years, but for the next 10 years, it's probably going to do incredibly because of just the area, the yields, frankly, the rent prices are far too cheap relative to the values of the properties. The value of the properties have to go up at this point in Aberdeen. And as you can see, like your net cash ROI, all included, 17.6% return on a cash purchase. That's without leverage. So again, you can just see here, £103,000 in profit off of a £53,000 investment in 10 years. All right, when we take all those costs. And this is, again, when you're looking to buy a property, you want to look at the whole picture and then look at it over the long term. And Aberdeen, I would say it's one of the top 5 locations in the UK by far for just like high cash flow properties. You just won't find a return like this. And this is going to be a cash buyer that's going to pick this one up. It's a very cheap property. You're probably going to struggle to mortgage something like this just because of the price point. Usually you need to be over kind of 50, 60,000 to actually get a mortgage. But investors, we get a lot of investors in like Singapore, different overseas locations that are not looking to buy with mortgage, just want to get, buy 10 properties, get an income like I was explaining to you, and they just want completely hands off, high cash flow, retirement portfolio. That is what something like this provides. It's a perfectly ideal property to produce that for you.
Absolutely. Aberdeen's a brilliant area. Do you know what I mean? It's I almost say it in every colour. I think, in fact, I do. But it's the energy capital of Europe. So there's so much investment that's going into Aberdeen. Aberdeen's like it's a hidden gem, right? Because it's, as I said, the properties are all made from granite. They're extremely well built. Aberdeen is Scotland's 3rd largest city. So it's like you're able to, everyone thinks with Scotland, they think Glasgow, Edinburgh. But it's like Aberdeen's a market there that people haven't looked into. It's something that they've not thought about. But there's unbelievable investments, just like the one we showed you there. And I think this is another property in
portfolio. So we've got a 1 and 2 seats in place in Aberdeen. So this is a portfolio of 2 properties currently producing a rental income of £1,200 a month, and that's 115 grand investment for 2 properties. So yeah, this is again Aberdeen based.
It's a buy one get one free deal.
Buy one get one free, right in the centre of Aberdeen. Again, fully pre-checked, tenancy agreements, proof of rental income, all in place, fully freehold as well. Take a wee look at the quality of this one as well. This is the flat one that we've got the 360 walkthrough for here. Just jump in and just see what we're dealing with. So yeah, just again, typical buy-to-let. Somebody needs to do their dishes. Typical buy-to-let standard we got here. There we go.
Yeah. Looks like
something of a horror film with that curtain. Something of a Scream. But yeah. Guys, remember, you need to be looking at like the fabric as well. A lot of people, like what they do is they look at like a messy property and they go like, oh, this is bad. It's like, no, somebody's living here. Remember this. You're not moving in. You're not going to go in and watch Netflix with a tenant. All right, we are looking to we actually want it messy. It means they live there and they do not want to leave. All right, it means they live in the property. Okay, if you see like an empty, dead, or like really clean property, probably more worried about that than something like this. Right. And again, we can advise you on each one. We can tell you how long the tenant's been in. Everything that we list, it's got the proof of rental income. You can just go in and see on here. Pre-checks, tenancy agreement, proof of rental income, tick, tick, green tick. That means that we've checked that. It's coming in place. This is exactly what you want to be doing if you're buying a tenant's property. You want to be de-risking that asset, but also buying something where you're getting an advantage. And the real advantage of a tenanted property is the discounts that you can actually get on it on purchase. If something like this was vacant and it was on the residential market, it would be going for a lot more than what we were selling it for. It's those discounts, it's the hands-off nature, it's the pre-checks of it that really makes it a great investment for you as a buyer that's looking to build a portfolio. All right, so let's jump into our next lot of properties. So we've got Blackpool. We've got 5 properties coming in now.
Blackpool is another interesting area, another hotspot for investors right now. Average house price coming in at 130,000. A lot of growth in terms of the actual rental yields, becoming more of an area of interest in terms of rent demand. It's the 4th cheapest city in the UK to buy property, which is, again, it's interesting because Blackpool's so popular as well. Everyone knows Blackpool, but the fact it's the 4th cheapest, I believe it was lower in that list as well. It's getting more expensive as time goes on.
100%. Yeah, we've got a really good one here in Dainsbury Place. I love terrace properties in Blackpool. Really, really good one here. Offers over 70 grand, 750 a month rent. 1-bedroom flat as well. Some really, really good ones dropping in. And this one here in Lytham, that's right central. I know where that is. This is a good located property too. So a lot of really good units coming in Blackpool this week. You used to be very much like a holiday sort of like location within the UK, but that sort of died off. It's not really what the area is now. It's becoming very residential because, as we've explained, like if we just pull up one of these properties and just quickly show you on the map, just to get a real visual on what it is we're dealing with. Like Blackpool's become this like outer living area of like the main cities of like Manchester and Liverpool. So if we just look at where it's located here. So this is one of the ones, central Blackpool. You can see how close it is to like Liverpool here, Manchester. It's just like commuter, and it's also got the beach and everything around it. So a lot of families are kind of moving into the houses. So there's a lot of investors right now that are really hot on like the residential properties, residential houses in Blackpool. This one actually is vacant, which is even more exciting. I mean, that again, residential buyers are going to be all over this. I mean, look at the standard of this property. This is in like fresh, like I would just call this.
That looks like it's been done recently.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, it's just a brand new fresh build. This one, landlords put quite a lot of work into it, which is amazing. It's just like totally plug and play. We can put a tenant in at full market rent for you. Get your letting agent set up. Really, really good one. It's got wee bit at the back as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, if we don't sell this to an investor again, like we would ideally rather sell this to an investor on this event tonight. If we don't, this doesn't fly off tonight, it's going to go on the open market. This is the type of one that half of Rightmove's residential buyers are going to be all over it because it's just like, yeah, fresh as hell. A lot of first-time buyers will want to buy something like this. And to pick that up for offers of 105, it's just so cheap for what it is. Again, the reason you're getting that is because of the fact that it's from a landlord that's selling it. They want to offload it. That's why you can typically pick up some better opportunities and better deals than you would get on the open market if you're buying through Rightmove or Zoopla.
Absolutely. Blackpool's an interesting one. An interesting stat I had seen was 18 million people visit Blackpool every single year. So even though you're saying the tourist industry still is dying out, it's still absolutely 18 million people go to Blackpool. Wow. And then it contributes £1.6 billion annually to the economy. So huge amount of tourism still in Blackpool.
Yeah, I love these these are very like New York style houses. It's kind of like long houses in England. You get them in like these streets.
Super clean.
Again, look at the yield on that, 12.9%, £750 a month, already tenanted, 2-bedroom terrace, offers over £70,000.
Ridiculous.
And look what it is. It's literally like, look, you're literally like a 2-minute walk from the flipping beach. The pier's right there. Like that is literally literally around the corner. I think there's like a McDonald's down here and everything. Yeah, McDonald's have been down here.
You've been to Blackpool?
I have been, yeah.
One of the 18 million.
Yeah, one of the 18 million, mate. Sea life, it's got everything. Madame Tussauds. Yeah, I mean, like if you think about like, there's just a lot of like tourism around this area. So again, you want to be looking at, right, who's going to live in this? It's like when you're buying a rental property, you need to think, who's my market for this, right? When I buy into tenanted, who's going to live in this property over the long term, right? Why would someone live here? And if you're buying a derelict property in the middle of some forest, right, that nobody goes to, right, that's a riskier investment than this. It's like you're literally a 2-minute walk. Like, do you not think somebody that works in any one of these places is going to want somewhere to live around here? It's like you need to consider this. You want to buy in central locations where you're going to get somebody in long term. This is the type of property you're just, even if the tenant left, it's going to like rent out like that. It's going to rent really, really quickly. That's the benefit of long term buy to let investing like this.
The rental demand. So again, this is what I spoke about again before, right? But it's like it's one of the UK's cheapest property markets, yet it's got the fastest rental growth market in the Northwest at 9.4%. That was from 2024 to 25%, 9.4% increase in rental growth. So it's like Blackpool's an insane place to invest into right now. It's for those that get in now, while it's the prices are still really cheap, 10 years time you'll be thanking yourself.
100%. And go and make sure you inquire on the property, guys, and you can go and download these pre-checks, see all these 360 walk-rounds, all the information we have in every single property. We're fully transparent with everything. It's not us that's selling it. Our job is to do that transparency on behalf of you to effectively make it easy for you to make an investment decision. That's what we're doing. So we get all this information from the seller. We get our eyes in every single property that we bring on because we want to make it easy for you to invest. So you can just hands off from a computer at home, buying and selling properties easy as trading stocks. That's what it's all about. All right. So that's our Blackpool drop coming in. Make sure, guys, that if you are looking to get invested into property, you book a call with us. All right. We've got our last few drops coming in for tonight. If you get any questions before we do, you'll make sure you engage with us in the chat. But book a call. Me and Callum jump on the calls after these events all the time. We love to speak to people. The live property drops is something that we've started doing in the last sort of last couple of months, and they've been really, really successful. Lots of people are buying properties off the back of them, and it's a good way for us to interact with you. And we like to jump on the calls with people after the event just to understand, especially at the minute when we've just started this. We want to understand what you guys think of it, and also just get more feedback to develop these every single week and make it really, really clear. So please book a call with us. We'll be happy to jump on in the next couple of days. It'll be exciting to speak to you. So we've got 4 properties dropping in Leeds coming up next. Let's have a look at these ones. These look cool. Show it here. There we go. So Bradford. Bradford's just on the west side of Leeds. Again, really, really hot investment location. Good yields in Bradford. And we got a 6-bedroom HMO coming in Leeds as well, 11.4%. This one will do really, really well. Just because HMOs generally in the north of England will just fly off. So let's have a wee look and pull some of these up at the minute. Jump into Leeds. So we got Marshall Close. Let's have a look at Queensbury Road. So you go. This one's in Bradford, £525 a month, 7% yield, and everything's got its 360 walk round. So I just jump in and just sort of see the quality and condition. So if you have Bradford versus Leeds, Leeds is kind of like your main city, and Bradford is kind of becoming its own city now. So, oh my God, look at this. Interesting.
Seems the person in this one's really into Tutankhamun. Did you see that there was
Tutankhamun? We've got a very interesting. It's a strange room as well because we have a kid's bed here, and in a very weird visual, probably non-YouTube friendly thing there. Yeah, it's an interesting property. This one, Highcroft Roads. This is Bradford. So again, just to show you the locations of these. There's Bradford right here, and there's Leeds. So Bradford's like an outer area. And I think the population of Bradford is like nuts now. And obviously Leeds is massive as well. And yeah, you get Leeds Bradford Airport. They've literally called the airport Leeds Bradford Airport with how much people are in Bradford now. So it's got a really, really high population demand there. Again, really, really, central in North England. You can just see here, like next to Manchester. Leeds is just one of the big cities. Leeds, Sheffield, Manchester, Liverpool are like your big main hotspot cities. So yeah, great one here. I'm really excited about this HMO as well, 6-bedroom HMO. You can see it's a lovely, there's a lot of investors that like to buy these large properties that just produce a lot of cash flow. So you get $3,500 a month spitting on this one for offers over 360,000. This is an exciting one. See here, got the video tour, just making it really, really easy for you to actually see the condition of the property and sort of what we're dealing with. Again,
I mean, sometimes I know sometimes where photos can be difficult. That's why, I mean, for a lot of our foreign investors, the ones we've dealt with in Hong Kong, Singapore, in the US as well, they all requested us to do these video walkarounds, and hence why we started doing them. So we thought, may as well just do it for every property we get. So if you download the pack, you just click make inquiry, download the pack. We'll send you across a document, a pack full of documents, and this will be one of the documents, and then there'll be a video that you can walk around.
Yeah. We've got a question coming in here, and I'm just kind of resetting this up for Vicky. So Vicky's asking, do you ensure the HMOs have all the correct licenses in place? 100%. So as we explained at the start, Vicky, everything we list is fully pre-checked by us. So we wouldn't list anything that we wouldn't buy ourselves. So the benefit of buying through a service like us is that it's fully pre-checked, and it includes all of the documentation, all the compliance documentation up front. So we do not list dodgy HMOs. And you can see here, see this green tick right here? So this means we've actually had sight of the HMO license on this property. And for clarity with HMOs, we do not take anything on where we haven't had sight of that. So this property does have a valid HMO license. We have verified it. You can see the tenancy agreement, proof of rental income's all here. We haven't actually got the gas safety and EICR off the landlord. It's very common that we actually don't have those at the point. But what we do is we verify them verbally that they're in place. For clarity as well, just for anyone wondering, these are not like hard documents to get, right? So these are like things you need for compliance, but they're very, very easy for a landlord to get in completion if they need updated or whatever. So these will all be provided to you. So part of our guarantee of our services that you get given all of the compliance documentation. What typically happens is we list the property, we make sure the core documents are in place, and the solicitors sort all of that out. And part of our guarantee is making sure that you get that. So for a HMO, it's really, really important to buy something that has a HMO license. If you're going to an auction or you're going to any kind of place on the internet, be very, very careful about what you buy. HMO licenses are super, super important. You do not want to be buying something that is dodgy. This one, as I say, absolutely not the case at all with that. Again, green tick, HMO license verified. We've got that in place, and that's part of our pre-checks that we provide you with. So if you're interested in seeing any of those pre-checks or getting any information, just make an inquiry. And of course, if you're wondering what properties to buy, where to buy, just book a call with us. More than happy to speak to you guys tomorrow and go over anything. But yeah, thanks for the question, Vicky. So yeah, that's our Leeds drop. Some really, really good properties coming in there. Let's jump on to the next one. So we've got Hull coming in with 3 properties. And we actually sold like almost all of our Hull properties last week. Hull's like becoming really, really popular for investors, just down to the returns and the yields. So let's have a look at these ones.
So I don't know if this has got anything to play with it, but it's Hull's one of the cheapest cities in the UK, so it's actually cheaper than Grimsby in terms of the average house price, and it's cheaper than Bradford as well. So the average house price for Hull is 133,000, but it's like it's a really good area. Do you know what I mean? It's Hull's a nice place, so it doesn't make sense as to why it's so cheap right now.
I mean, honestly, over the northeast of England, there just has so many cheap properties. I mean, that's where Grimsby is as well. Properties just cheap. I mean, literally, look at this here. Like the Magdalene Grove one we're listing up today. And again, this is the first time we've seen these guys. These are the first come, first serve. Like they're going to go and Rightmove in 24 hours. We are seeing these for the first time as well. As we bring these to you, but we have to look at them like an hour before this event. But this is literally the first time we're seeing them as well. Like look, you can pick up a £530 a month for offers over 70 grand. Like that's a 2-bedroom terraced house. Literally a family lives there. It's like unbelievable. All right. Got a question coming in just quickly from somebody here. We've got Ben. I joined a bit late. How can I get the list for Wigan and Bolton? At the end of the event, Ben, I'll send you guys out an email, which will just include everything inside of it. You can get a preview of all the properties. If you join us at letproperty.co.uk/event, you can see all the ones that we actually dropped. We did actually list a good property in Wigan that we went over earlier, and you'll be able to see the replay later on as well. So yeah. Thanks for jumping
if
in.
You literally just you can come back, Ben, come to YouTube, and you can rewatch, because we went into some of the information about the property that we just listed in Wigan, so you can rewatch the YouTube video as well. It'll be on Let Property YouTube channel.
100%. But yeah, again, Hull, I mean, really, really cheap properties here, like offers over 70, offers over 80. You're literally picking up terraced houses for that price. I mean, it's like, for any of our down south listeners just now, like just thinking about the price of that. I mean, so some of the investors that come to us, that they actually think it's like, what the hell's going on here? It's like too good to be true, the prices and stuff. And it's like, I think for us, we never really appreciated that being from Scotland, right? I think this is really cheap, right? If I think it's really cheap with Scotland prices, I can only imagine what somebody down in London is thinking about the price point of a 2-bedroom terrace house. Literally, a family can live in there for 70 grand. It is nuts. And, this is the advantage of this type of investing, It's only going to go one way, though, with the values of those properties.
Yeah, Hull's stupid cheap right now. It's ridiculous, the prices.
I'll just pull up one of them as well. I just want to show people this one on this Madeline Grove property. So again, really nice standard. And again, if this was in London, it would be what, like £500,000 plus, more than that probably. It's central London. £1 million if you're central London. And remember, we stayed in an Airbnb, Cal. We were down in London for an event.
Was that Mayfair or something?
Sorry?
Was that Mayfair, I think?
It was in Mayfair, so like quite central Mayfair. And it wasn't even that nice. I mean, it was like, we just needed it.
Worse than this.
Yeah, we were speaking to a few clients down in Mayfair, and it was like we just wanted to stay nearby so we could get out the next morning. And it wasn't even like a crazy nice flat. It was like a 2-bedroom standard flat in Mayfair. And we were just for fun. We looked it up in Rightmove afterwards. How much was that again? It was like
3.5 million.
And it was like literally probably smaller than this and worse. And it was like 3.5 million, right? And this is £70,000 for a house with a garden. Like, it's nuts. That's what you can invest in, right? Just shows you that, and what you want to do as an investor, you want to pick up in these locations that are kind of up and coming. That's what the really smart investors are doing. We're jumping into areas like Hull, Grimsby, areas that are super, super cheap relative to the UK market and economy, and we're buying up for cash flow in our portfolio, even if the value doesn't go up, right? It's like the cash flow is guaranteed, it's proven, it's going to happen, right? And if you're buying property areas like this, they have a high potential of going up just because of how monetarily cheap the property is. I don't even know how they build a house. Like, I don't even think you can build a house now for 70 grand like that. I mean, the bricks cost.
No chance.
The bricks and the construction costs would cost you more than that today to actually do that.
You're literally buying money at a discount.
Exactly.
Invest in properties like these.
100%. So yeah, Hull's really, really popular just because of that. People love Hull just because of the cheap price point. We've got free properties coming in here. Really, really good. And guys, make sure you book a call if you're interested in buying something in Hull. You're looking for something north of England. You're looking for a buy-to-let property. Letproperty.co.uk/book. Me and Callum will jump on when you can go over it. Let's jump into the last few drops. So we got the south of England coming in. Again, we spoke about north versus south of England before. Again, the stuff that we bring on in the south of England, we always jump on things that, again, everything we list is high yield, all right? So you can see here, like if we've got one in Peterborough, right? Look at the yield on that one for the south of England, Cal. 10.5% in the south of England.
Madness. The fact that you can get a yield like that in England in the south, wild.
And we literally just take the properties, like our rejection rate of properties in the south of England is crazy. Like, we reject the mass majority. I think it's literally like our average rejection rate is 60% of stuff. Because again, we don't list anything that we wouldn't invest in terms of yield, in terms of returns, in terms of high cash flow. We just don't bring it on. So anyone that's tried to sell with us, sorry if we've not taken on your property, but like, we do only take on the best of the best stuff. When we put this on the market, it's like England, like the south of England, has a much higher rejection rate. I think it's probably around 70-80% down there. North of England has a much higher acceptance rate just because of the natural yields and the values of properties up there. And it's like, these are literally the golden properties that you're getting here that we're bringing on. You've got one in Southsea here at 9%. Cromer and Yeovil coming in as well. So really, really good price points, really, really good yields. And again, we can just jump into the events page just now and just have a look at some of these that are coming in.
The thing is, it's like a lot of people probably don't believe that you can get properties for, these sort of prices in the south. And it's like, if you can get the properties for these sort of prices, but also you're getting the rental income, the actual yield off the back of that, you're winning on both sides. And that's why, again, a lot of these properties that we're listing, they're selling, and they're selling fast as soon as we list them in the south, because there's not many properties that you can buy at this price point in the south right now.
And the reason for that is a lot of our investors are actually in the south, and as we mentioned earlier, a lot of people like to buy properties in their area. So if that's you and you're in the south of England, you just want to buy properties in the south, as I say, it's going to be really, really hard for you to find something on Rightmove. You want to be looking at something like tenanted property as like, this is where you can gain the advantage. If these properties were to be sold on the open market as a vacant property, they'll be selling for a lot more than you're going to pick them up off us for, right? That's just because it's a landlord. It's somebody that's probably had it for a gazillion years. He's made his money with it now, and he's looking to move it on. And typically our investors that are selling, they are just retiring as well. So they're, maybe the guy that owns this is, again, don't know the specific story of this one, but normally it's things that they want to buy a holiday home now. They've got free properties. They've literally just done what you're planning to do. They've already proven the success of the asset over a long period of time. We can show you that proof and that success, and they're just want to exit without hassle, right? Landlords don't want to go through eviction processes. They don't want to do that when they're offloading it. And we've made it really, really easy for them to transact in a way that is very hands-off on both ends. Really easy for you, really easy for the seller. And yeah, really nuts return for the south of England, 10.5%. We'll just look at where this is placed, like Peterborough. But look, it's literally like Birmingham level in the south. 10.5% yield for this location is just crazy, right? I mean, 10.5 would be considered great up here, right? To get this down south, just nuts. And yeah, if you're kind of wondering just now what areas should I be buying, what types of stuff should I be buying, just book a call with us. We'll be happy to go over that with you. All the pre-checks go down.
Located right in the centre.
Really, really good one. Leicester as well. Again, Leicester's really, really hot. Again, it's actually a lot, really interesting building this one. Looks funny. It actually looks probably worse than the outside and the inside. The inside's lovely in this one. Yeah, good condition, little island, massive kitchen there. I mean, look at that. Again, this looks like published recently.
This is a really good area. You've got two universities. You've got the DMU and then University of Leicester, which combined there's about 47 students come in every single year. So yeah, I mean, Leicester's got a huge amount of demand, and again, with demand comes price increases. So these are the sort of things that you want to be looking at.
So I can see why the building looks mad. So this is super central. This one, look at how located. I was wondering why there was like shops there. I was a bit confused, but like this is literally right in the centre of Leicester. It's an unbelievable location. And look at the yield, like literally centre of Leicester. Like it's nuts. Centre of Leicester, right in the middle, and yield of 8.6%, £1,000 a month in income. But literally, look at where this is. Like,
yeah, that's not far off the station.
Again, just to show everyone where Leicester is. Again, really central England, south side of England. Really get high capital growth rates down in the south of England, and then to pick up something that's high capital growth plus high yield, both proven, really great investment. You can see here, 90 years on the lease. Again, everything fully pre-checked. Okay, let's jump on to the next ones. We've got our final drop coming in Nottingham. So we get our last two properties of the evening coming in. Let's have a look at these ones. Again, guys, if anyone has any questions, just drop them in a chat before we jump off. We're going to go through these last few properties, and then you can go and book in your calls with us. We've got a lot of calls booked off of last week, so make sure you book in. We'll be happy to go over. We've literally dropped in every single location in the UK at the minute. It's been a crazy drop tonight. Go to letproperty.co.uk/book. We'll be happy to discuss, what areas, what types of properties. We can go over all these properties. And if you book in for tomorrow, you're going to have the kind of opportunity window to pick any of these ones up before they go in the open market. So if you are looking to move on a portfolio, you don't want to wait any longer. You want to build something which takes cash flow and control back into your life, into your pension. Then just click the link, book in a call, and we'll be happy to have a chat with you about that. All right. So we've got 2 properties dropping in here. One central Nottingham, 1-bedroom flat, 10.9% yield. Nuts. And in Hucknall as well, which is just on the outside of Nottingham.
It's a really good property. Again, a lot of people look at Nottingham for its price. It's one of the cheaper cities in terms of the south. Average house price is about 200,000. So again, a really good price point for being in the south of England. Strong appreciation rates, strong rental demand. Again, just a really good area to invest in. The average private rent monthly right now is £996. I believe the one that we're pulling up here that we've got
offers over 76, £695 a month, 11% yield. So really incredible return off of this one. Yeah, it's a good one. And again, what do you say the average house price was in Nottingham?
200,000.
200. So it's literally like 76 grand. Like it's so cheap. It's like this is such an easy entry point for investors, and for an investor that's got a couple hundred grand right now, that this can be picked up with a very, very low mortgage cost. Like you're literally 25% deposit, stamp duty, legal fees. Like you're going to be in for about 30 grand on this one. And again, it's producing 7 grand a year, 8 grand a year in actual rental income. We do a really good breakdown on the website. Again, we've created this kind of custom platform to make it easy for you guys. We put in all the charges, all the fees, and it shows you the annual net returns. So it's like 9.5 grand a year in annual returns. And then you can click here and it'll include the mortgage payments. So again, this can really be breaking down a call where we can go over each unit and show you the best returns, what you should be looking at. But like you can see, with a mortgage, you're doing 6,600 a year off the back of about a 30 grand investment. So it's about 20% net return, which is really, really good. 20% of your money, like you're not going to get a bond or a stock out there that's maybe like a risky stock. You might do that, but to do that, it's like a safe investment. It's just nuts as a return.
Yeah. Again, and even in the area of Nottingham is again more south, meaning people are looking at that more for capital growth. But having said that, rents have climbed 7.5%, and again the last year. So it just shows you again, one of the things that we speak about a lot is when you're looking at properties, look at if the rents are increasing. If the rents are increasing, usually the rents increase first, and then off the back of that, the properties increase. So it's a good wee indicator to look at when investing.
You want to be looking at history because history tends to repeat itself, guys. You want to be looking at like the history of capital growths in areas. So when you're picking out an area to invest in, you first of all need to decide, right, am I looking just for like long-term capital growth only here? Am I looking for cash flow? We are typically, if you're wanting like a really boring property that just doesn't produce income, like it's not really what we do. Like that, we wouldn't really recommend you work with us. It's who we work with is we work with people that are looking to build a pension and take control of the retirement and get monthly cash flow. Basically replace their income, go part-time, or whatever you're trying to do, have that security outside of your employment. That's what we provide here. So all of these properties that we list, they're very affordable entry points and they provide incredible amounts of cash flow. That's the purpose of these investments. All right. So you can see we get this one Hucknall right in the center as well, 8.6% yield. Really, really cool. So yeah, this has been a really, really exciting drop this week, Callum. The 51 properties all dropped in tonight. It's been a really, really good show as well. A lot of investors on here. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, just jump them in the chat before we leave. You can see all the properties here. If you go to letproperty.co.uk/book, we're more than happy to jump on a call with any of you guys. And of course, we can discuss all these properties. They will go live in 24 hours in Rightmove. So literally tomorrow, you've got tomorrow evening to pick up any of these properties before they go live in Rightmove. This is 51 really, really exciting properties all across the UK that we're dropping out.
Absolutely. So many of these properties if they don't sell the next 24 hours, they will certainly sell in the next 48 once we list them on the open market. These are the sort of properties that sell extremely fast. So yeah, if any of these properties are of interest, just again, you can go to the website, hit that make inquiry button. We'll send you across the full document, all the details, and then we'll give you a call first thing tomorrow morning, and we can go through any questions you have. Again, if you haven't found any properties tonight that have really sparked your interest, or even if you have and you just want to have a call anyway, go to letproperty.co.uk/book and book in a call with us. We can go through all the information, any questions you have on a video call.
100%. And most of what people are doing when they're booking in a call is they want to discuss the areas, the types of properties, they want to get their guy. And it really, what we can set up for you is we can really source investments to you, making it really, really hands-off for you. So, if you're tired, like attending viewings and looking for lots of properties, we can set you up with one of our top brokers. And we can basically just send you properties as they come in that are really, really good. We have over, literally, if you go on our website, you can see the live counter on the homepage. You can see we have 1,121 live listings, and that's exclusive of the ones that we've just dropped here today. That number is always going up. So we have thousands of properties for sale, and that doesn't even include the off-market properties that we have as well. So there's a massive, massive amount of properties that we can go through, show you. We have ridiculous amounts of data, and I think what people lean on us for now is kind of the advice as to what sort of properties they should be looking at, what sort of areas we should be looking at. We know what areas grow. We know what's going to be suitable for your investment needs and what you want. That's what you need. You need someone in your court that can advise you and just bring the investments right to you on a plate. And again, people want, a lot of people, they go into property and they end up creating this second job. I mean, the purpose of what you should be trying to do with property is to remove yourself from your job. The opposite of that, right? We don't want to give you a second job. We want to make this hands off so that you can invest in something, just make decisions on a WhatsApp chat, and you can just build a portfolio, and we can do all the heavy lifting for you to do the due diligence, the pre-checks. So you can literally just sit at a computer for half an hour or an hour and make investment decisions. All right. So if that's of interest to you, book in a call with us. We'll catch you all in the next couple of days. And thank you all for jumping in this week. It's been a really, really exciting event. See you soon.
Absolutely. Till next time.
See you.